Okay, first thing we talked about is the grip. The grip is for you to get just power and the strength you have into the swing. If we the grip is important because of your right hand. We see all these fingers like this. Your hand is in a I want to not apply leverage, but I want to go up, and that's why your hands have so much shaft lean there at this point. So the main thing is this is what we call the grip that's underneath too much. This is causes this hand to go to flexion because your instinct really is to control the club in that hand position. And when you put your hand on that position, it feels weird, and people will go back to that. So this is what it should look like. So every tour player is different on their left hand or their front hand. We call it the glove hand, but this hand is on very specific there. You'll see that I'm in this position of pre-leverage to that shaft and that part of my hand. My hand's in this position. And you'll see my fingertips, but not my fingers. See the fingers. We got to get that hand on top. That's critical. Now, that right hand is your hand that you want to do everything with, so giving that up is not an easy thing to do, but it does, in the bigger picture, for your swing to evolve, that right hand grip has to evolve with it. Now, what you do really well is you make a simple backswing. You have a pivot, and you restrict here. So the golf swing is about a load of energy. And load is just how we resist something from your other sports. You can see here that you're rotating your upper body on top of your lower half, and you've got some, if anything, your stress points, you'll feel resistance underneath that shoulder blade. You'll feel resistance in your core muscles right here. You'll feel that really contracting. That feels tight at this point. Also feel the connection with your feet to the ground like you're going to throw a ball athletically. And you can see you see how your feet are pushing off the ground right now, which is a good thing. So there's all your power in your core. That's just great. And just make sure you feel the stretch here underneath that shoulder blade in your backswing. Now, that's your power feeling. Now, the thing here is, how do we get this power in your golf club back to the golf ball consistently and get the energy out of the golf club? So the first thing we did here was just kind of, if we notice when a tour player goes through, they're very quiet in their hands. So here's two tour players going through, and you see their hands don't really do a whole lot. Now, that's why this grip has to be on that hand in that certain way. See, he has that unique look that all tour players have with that little V and pinch of the hands. Now, because of your hand, you'll see that we still see all those fingers, and you'll see his hand like that. But once he puts their hands on that club, they're very quiet through impact. Just call him more carrot. And see, you see there's that leverage point that they all have right there in every swing. So we want that leverage in that swing. That's so important. That's in every golf club. That's how we compress that golf ball. Now, as they go through, we're going to move ahead here. In the first drill, I wanted you to feel is how to get power to the ball. So since we're going to move from our core muscles, our legs, our arms, here, you can see here when I do this drill, I got my arm to my core. So I'm feeling my core muscles here, my legs, and I'm trying to apply leverage to that bag. And I feel powerful. As I feel that feeling, you'll see here, you are moving here from your legs also. So you are moving. So the part is your core, your legs are trying to get power. You're initially going there. Here's where things kind of fall apart in your swing. So that is a power feeling you want to always feel like you have with a grip. That grip needs to be on like that so we can leverage that bag, club to the bag. Because of that, your hands can't really leverage. So that shaft is already heading up too much. It's leaning this way. In tour players, it will still be leaning back. Because that grip, your club will go up too soon. That is the chicken or the egg, which came first. This front shoulder will spin away from the target. You'll see the spinning of the shoulder away from the hit because you're stuck in there. You're trying, and just your swing had all this athletic power. Then we got down the part where it's really important. It was hard to get you the contact and the leverage and the speed to release that golf club. So you're stuck through here. The first step is just feel this feeling. Because every tour player has this, they're applying leverage to something. They're trying to lift something, they're leveraging. I'll move ahead to Jon Rahm, even though he doesn't look like Roy at all, but he's still applying leverage to the ball the same way. So that's a good picture feeling that it powers to the bag. Now after the bag is the slingshot. So we're going to move ahead here. As you watch tour players go through, as they go and apply leverage to that bag or that hit, that power, right after that, it's like throwing a club. They're just going to let that club go flying by them. And that's the slingshot. There's a force, and then this energy is leaving them, and they're trying to get into the club to speed it up. Pitcher throwing a baseball, or they're just throwing a baseball, they're not letting go of the club, but the energy is the same release. We're just getting the energy out of them. That hit, that's a force to get to the speed. And you turn your shoulder and twist. And you can see here when you're trying to get power in this shoulder, it keeps pulling away from the thing you're hitting, and you pull the club behind you. A good example here would be Tommy Fleetwood and Tiger as they go through. You're going to notice their front shoulder doesn't spin away from the ball. It stays right there on top. Their front shoulder and their right shoulder. Their left shoulder. Your left shoulder pulls away from the ball. It's because it's trying to get speed. Their left shoulder, their front shoulder, stays right there, and then the club can release out of them to the club. That's their speed. Where you drag it through, you just got to learn to hit and let go. And to me, with the grip and you've already got the backswing, feeling how you make contact and learn to just let it fly is the feelings we try to work on in your swing. So let's go over here and look at So here's a couple practice swings we were working on that. So there's your hit. They have this orange whip here. It enhances your arm swing, but you can see here there's the hit and there's the letting go. And as you swing through, you're twisting and dragging. So there's a hit and let it go. And the momentum of that would bring you up. So there's the hit, and you release it like you're throwing a ball. If you let it go, and if you don't let it go, your shoulder will keep pulling it through to get more speed, but eventually we're getting the club energy out of you into the club to let it fly through.